Welcome to the Trades Leadership Podcast, the podcast where we explore the real stories behind wins, the challenges, and the lessons learned on the way up. I'm your host, Denise Powell, and today we are joined by Jason Bennett, the owner of SureFlame. Jason, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Excellent. Jason, would you like to kick us off? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
Sure. My name is Jason Bennett. I am the owner-operator of SureFlame. We're located outside of the Portland, Oregon area, and our company started by my dad in 2019. I joined him in 2020, and we've been just kind of chugging along since then. He stepped out of the company a couple years ago and has been enjoying his retirement life on the river, fishing out of his boat and getting a chance to relax, which is just fantastic for him. And I've been running the show since then, and we pretty much constantly are busy doing something throughout the winter time where it is now. We're mostly focused on natural gas fireplaces and a few furnaces here and there. And in the summertime, it's running like crazy for air conditioning season. So we don't really slow down much.
That sounds great. So you've been in operation for about 6 years. Have you seen any major trend changes over the last year?
The last year is I have a fairly narrow window as far as the world goes. The Portland economy hasn't lost too much as far as general drive. New construction slowed down a little bit. I actually just ran into a old coworker that's also in HVAC, and he talked about how the new construction is definitely down, and there are other larger companies that are struggling a little bit. But on my end, as a small company that is mostly service-based, I haven't slowed down.
And have you seen any customer expectation changes over the last year? And I'm mainly thinking about AI that's coming to effect. Are you seeing there's more customer demand, or they want greater speed of communication?
We just recently updated to a digital invoicing system. We were kind of doing things a bit of an old-fashioned way with paper invoices, a separate app for scheduling, another platform for accounting, and yet another one for our taxes. So it was kind of a mess. And my wife is actually our office, and she was doing a lot more work than she needed to. And there was a lot of things falling through the cracks as far as billing and making sure everything was tidy and clean. So we moved to a digital invoicing app, and that has helped us dramatically as far as organization and making sure our customers are getting what they need. They talk to us through this app, so any correspondence that happens, I can see all of it, no matter if they're talking to one of my technicians or the office, I can see it all. And so it's been a real nice thing to have. It does have some AI integration tools with it, but nothing too dramatic yet.
Yeah. So is it almost like a CRM? So you can always see any customer, exactly what's happening with that customer?
Absolutely. It also asks for feedback from the customers, so we get to see what kind of experience they had with our technicians. We have 3 of them out there in the field right now, and it's really nice to have that constant interaction with them, to where we know kind of what's going on without our eyes actually being out there. It's definitely a hard challenge as an owner, especially somebody that's very used to controlling his own environment, to have technicians out there where you don't know how they're interacting with everybody. And so that platform has been a game changer for us.
That's fantastic. So would you recommend that to anyone out there?
Oh, absolutely. There's a few different service platforms out there. House Call Pro is the one that we're currently using. There's also one called Service Titan. And I know that there's others. Those are just the 2 that I personally know. And there's pricing reasons that I chose House Call Pro, but it's definitely a fantastic app.
Fantastic. That's really good to know, especially for those out there that are looking for a great CRM system and a financial system as well. So how are you finding the competition in the market out there? You said that the market hasn't really changed too much in Portland, but has the competition actually grown?
So there's, as far as the larger companies go, they pretty much are pretty sustained. They have usually they bring in plumbing and or electrical with them, and so they always have different markets to shift and move around to, and so they all have layoffs and stuff like that. But there's not usually much for newcomers in the larger markets. When it comes to the smaller markets like my own, you see a lot of I call them man in a van companies where it's definitely a starter, one guy out there. It was my dad, one guy, one van out there, because at the end of the day, people get tired of management, and they can see the fact that they can make more money out there on their own. And so you do see a lot of startups here and there. Just the parts supply house that I use, a lot of times you'll see 5 different companies out there in that parking lot. And the nice thing about HVAC and my experience is there's so much work out there that nobody's nobody feels like it's competition as much as it's fellow workers out there doing the work that we all know there's not enough of us out there doing. So we're all very cordial with each other.
I love that. I really do love that. Not cutthroat.
Yeah,
So tell me, what are the biggest challenges that you think the HVAC market is facing at the moment?
definitely getting trained people that are capable of handling the type of work. Being from a small town and operating out of a small town that I do, we definitely have a different style workforce, a lot of called homegrown kids kind of thing, where there's this need to be able to work on your own stuff, your own cars. You don't have the extra money to be able to afford taking your car to a mechanic. So out of necessity, you learn how to work on your stuff. And that gives a level of mechanical aptitude that is hard to get anywhere else. And that gives us a little bit of an advantage as far as finding people that we can train. But it is a ground up training. Anytime that I hire on somebody, I know that I'm spending a minimum of about $50,000 in salary to get them trained to a level where I can actually get them out there in the field and generating money. So it's every hire is an investment for me, and that's because there's not some college factory spitting out ready to go technicians. And we do have a few training, or not training, but trade schools around here that have HVAC programs. And my old boss actually was a instructor at one of them. It's a great jump start into the HVAC world. They give you about I'd say about 2 years of experience in about 9 months, which is a great start. One of my previous employees came from there. He's actually my first employee that we hired on, and that school definitely jump-started his career and gave him the opportunity to um, really get. He was a truck driver before, and really get into this, start making money quickly, being able to support his family and household. He's now working for a company a little bit closer to home that is union based. So union based companies have a bigger budget than we do. So he's definitely doing well for himself, and I'm happy for him.
Love that. Years ago, loads of people went to trade school, and why do you think it's slowing down so much?
So I wish I would have went to a trade school. My uncle was an HVAC. He passed away before I got to really learn much from him, and I definitely wish I would have went down that route first. In my experience, which I graduated in 2007, so definitely a different world, but there was a cultural push to go to college. College is where you make money, and statistically, college graduates make more money. But we know how statistic works. It's not always real world numbers. I eventually found that it wasn't didn't fit my personality or my strengths. kind of bounced around in the automotive world for a little while. Went to a trade school for automotive technician, worked in a shop for a summer, and again found it wasn't my place. Um, I needed that customer interaction more, and I almost fell into HVAC. I had a couple friends that were like, "You should come over. You should check it out. You'd be a really good service technician because you're really technical. You're good with wiring diagrams, diagnostics." So I joined, and it fit all my strengths perfectly. It's I can't think of a career that could have fit what I needed and what my strengths were. But as far as going back to the original question, as far as the not enough people in the trade schools, a lot of it is that we have a tendency of, or at least again in my experience, treating them like a lesser, like it's what the people that aren't smart enough to go to college do. And that cultural change, the fact that we need to stop treating trade schools like it's a lesser thing and as a different thing. I'm not, uh, it's you can be intelligent and not fit into a college atmosphere. Um, there's lots of intelligent people out there that college is not where they fit, and trade schools are perfect fits for them. Again, that homegrown kid thing, that working on your own car thing, they have a lot of intelligence. They're very good at diagnostic, figuring out things because they had to. And going in for a business degree or something like that, where suddenly you have to shift and you don't have any strengths in the ability to study that way, read their books and take those tests that way, uh, is not going to end up working. And then your trade school will highlight those strengths, highlight what you've learned and force yourself to learn and give you a career path that's faster, makes tons of money. And if you have the ability to become an owner operator and get to those upper scales, I joined after 4 years of being an HVAC in that other company to my dad, where I ran the HVAC side of our company until for about 2 years before he retired and ran all of it. And so there's definitely ability to fast track yourself a lot faster through the trades and make more
Mm,
money without student loans or any of the other um, extras.
mm. Jason, I actually think, and tell me what you think, especially with AI coming around, I kind of feel like trades are actually going to become the new thing that everyone's going to go after because a lot of people are going to be losing their jobs with AI coming in.
Yes, I
And I think,
definitely agree with that.
yeah,
The current number is 50% of entry level white collar jobs will be lost in the next, what is it, 5 years? I don't remember the exact year range, but I know that's 50% of entry level white collar jobs. You got data analysis stuff, receptionist stuff, accounting stuff. There's a lot of things that AI is going to displace. It's nothing that is new as far as the world goes. We saw it with the internet as far as displacing jobs, but it's definitely something that you're going to have to think about as we go into this new future with AI. And jobs that can't be replaced by AI will become, uh, as you said, a direction that a lot of people are going to go. It's going to be a market people are going to go to. In fact, anything that works with your hands obviously can't be replaced by AI, and a lot of them can't be replaced by robots either.
yeah,
So
yeah.
HVAC, plumbing, electrical, all these jobs have a future for as far as we can see at least,
Yeah.
and a
No, I
strong
agree
one.
with you. And I do agree with you. It is would you say a stigma that it's like almost like a second tier kind of job because it's in the trades, but it really shouldn't be whatsoever. And I also think the reason why it's there is because you said right now you can earn tons of money in trades. And I think that's a stigma. You can't earn a lot of money at all if you're in trades.
So this then some of that stigma can be traced back to some of your Hollywood stuff. It's kind of a cliche, but the plumber's crack, the blue collar guy coming over to the rich white lady's house kind of stuff, and so that's definitely where we get some of that stigma at. And again, it's just not the real world. It's all fun on the movies and everything, but it definitely has portrayed the trades again in trade schools as a lesser, and definitely not what it really is like.
Yeah. I wish that stigma could actually be broken as well. So there's still hope for all of you that are out there looking for a career. This is a great career to get into as well.
Absolutely.
Where do you see the biggest opportunity in the HVAC industry at the moment?
With economic shifts that we're seeing, I would definitely say the service side is going to be the bigger opportunity. New construction is going to be a little bit more volatile. It's going to be a harder market. There's going to be more competition in that market. Um, when I joined, my trainer and boss, which is an amazing guy, he moved over to Kansas. One of his things that he told me is the nice thing about being in the service side is it doesn't matter what happens with the economy, because when the economy is doing good, there's lots of new construction. There's lots of things for you to start up and get going. There's a lot of new equipment out there you're learning and being able to work on that stuff. When the economy slows down, he was in it for 40 years, so I definitely put trust in his judgment. When it slows down, people stop buying newer stuff when they don't have to, and they fix the things that they have. They fix their furnace, they fix their air conditioner because they don't have the extra $5,000, $10,000 to spend. And so you're still busy fixing things. There's not going to be a slowdown for you. And so far, that's definitely rang true.
That's fantastic. But what do you do when it comes to surges? So, for instance, winter hits, temperatures are all-time low, they all drop, everything hits at once. How do you handle that?
Running. So when when our temperatures reach really lows, we deal with freeze issues that we're not used to dealing with in the Northwest. Most of the time, our temperatures only reach the teens for a few hours. Most of the time, um, most of the time we're in the 40s and 50s, but our coldest months will stay in the mid 30s or even low 30s, sometimes in the 20s for a little bit. But about a year ago, we had a winter that we were in the teens for a full week, and none of our codes gave us the told everybody to insulate the lines that go outside to drain the water out of furnaces. So there's freeze ups all over the place, and we just ran to as many calls as we could and took care of as many people as we could. And that's one of the reasons why when it comes to competition, we don't always see them as competition, but see them as help. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us enjoy the fact that we're helping people. We're helping people get their heat back going, and knowing that we can't get to you, um, it's frustrating to us as well. So knowing that there's other people out there that can help get to you and get you heated as well is something that we appreciate.
Yeah. So do you partner with others? So if there's too much work coming up for your company, you then outsource a partner to a third party.
Yeah, there's a couple other companies in town that take on those calls and well. There's you see a lot people using like Facebook or something going, I've called these people and these guys are booked out. Is there any other recommendations? And people pop on there and go, yeah, there's this company was able to get to me right away. And so it's very resourceful for people to be able to reach out to different companies and also get different experience with those companies. And so they can see maybe where some are stronger or weaker, and gives you an opportunity to maybe step into a place where you weren't able to before. We got a job with the city that was definitely an opportunity provided by somebody that works, one of my relatives that works in the city, but it gave the city a bit of an opportunity to see the difference between my company and the company that they were using, and hopefully is a shoe-in for that. So definitely a lot of different style opportunities when things get messy, crazy like that.
Brilliant, brilliant. So when you have to do repairs or diagnostic tasks, which ones create bottlenecks for your teams and how do you overcome that?
So we we work on everything from your kitchen, commercial kitchen equipment, fryers, heat lamps, stoves, ovens, convection ovens, to your air conditioners and furnaces, all the way up to these large, they're called VRF systems that will have 1 to 3 outdoor units and up to 100 indoor heads on these systems. So they require a computer that you actually plug into the system. You can see every head, what it's doing, and because it has that computer, it is requires a lot more technical abilities. And so I've trained a lot of different people in a couple different worlds, and I always go back to one that I used to train counter people at Napa Auto Parts, and finding parts for people required being resourceful. So that's the one I always go back to is what are your resources? In our world, we have the manufacturer is typically the primary resource for information, and most of the time they are really good at their job. I have a tendency of going through that manual. So you call into the technical service line of a manufacturer, and most of the time they're not answering the phone right away. They're taking your number down, taking the information down of what your problem is, and then putting you in a queue to talk to one of their technicians. Your callback can be between 1 to 6 hours. Like could be a long time before you actually hear back from their technician to help you through the problem. So in the meantime, I start going through their manual, and they have diagnostic trees in there. They have their wiring diagrams in there. They have their, if this is happening, these are your possible scenarios in there. And I found that a lot of times by the time I get that call back, I've already started down either the right path or solved the problem by going through those technical manuals. And there's not a better tool out there than those technical manuals and being able to read and understand those diagnostic pathways.
To the training, like when you said when you're taking someone, it costs like 50,000 in training to get them up to speed to actually be useful and earning money for your company. Is that taking them out on the road with you, or do you make them sit down and actually do courses?
It's a combination. Most of it is in the field stuff. It's a very hands-on job. We don't have an apprentice program in HVAC where you have to complete this many hours to become a journeyman or anything like that. It's 100% on you, your learning abilities, and what you see in the field. When I started, I had a lot of mechanical background, and so I had the ability to understand a lot of what was going on out there, but I hadn't seen it or put my hands on a lot of it yet. And so it wasn't until I was actually doing that that you start really grasping what you need to be able to accomplish, how to diagnose something, or how to dig in and repair something. And so a lot of it is riding along with us and being there learning. And so the other side is the book trainings. There's a EPA 608 certification that we require all of our employees to get, and so they have to sit down and study on their own time to get those certifications. There's other ones. It's called NATE certification that they can sit down with those books. And again, it's 100% on their own as far as learning those things and getting those certifications, because we immediately give pay raises when you get those certifications. We pay for the testing for them, but as far as the time for them to sit down and read those books, it's on them. It's their motivation, and it's a really useful tool. Even if you're not staying within my company or the company that you're currently with, doing those trainings, you carry it with you. You can put it in your resume and say, I've done this stuff. I spent the time. I put my head down into that book and really made sure that my abilities are there for you to make money.
I think you invest so much in taking someone on board and bringing them up to speed and helping them get certified. How do you how do you get them to remain loyal to you as a company? You put them through all of that, and for them not to go, okay, so I'm going to go out on my own or leave to go to a different company.
So that's definitely 100% on the owner to try to make sure that you're providing both an atmosphere that is fitting your employees, fitting their needs, hostile or additionally frustrating. As a technician in the field, there's a lot of different things that can cause frustration in your day. Technicians, traffic, the parts house, there's a lot of frustrations, and your job is definitely not to add to them. And so making sure you're there to support your technicians, support your employees as best you can is very important, and providing an atmosphere where when they come into the office, it's not another frustration. The other side of it is compensation. Obviously, you want to make sure they're being paid appropriately, and benefit package, your healthcare, your retirement plans, that kind of stuff that is going to be a big factor. Obviously, there's going to be some environmental things that you can't control. I had two employees that well, three employees that have left that were out of my control. There wasn't going to be a number or that I could give them that would keep them within because it was closer to their home, where they consider home. It was an atmosphere that fit them a little bit better. Sometimes you definitely feel like you failed a little bit when that kind of stuff happens, but I make it a personal goal to be happy that they have found something that fits them and is closer to where they want to be. But it's as far as a business owner, one of the more frustrating pieces is when you spend that time and that money training somebody and they aren't with you anymore. But you try your best to make sure that you're providing for them and their needs and pushing them to success. At the end of the day, that's the biggest piece of it is you should want your employees to be as successful as possible. And if that means that they find success somewhere else, then that's the way of life.
Also, no matter how many certifications you get, I always believe in QBE, qualified by experience. And with that kind of loyalty, it is tough when they do leave, but I love that attitude about always making sure you want the best for them, the success for them. So with that in mind, I'm sure you're definitely going to go places. And so looking ahead for Shoreflame, where would you like to be in the next 6 to 12 months?
We're kind of in a building process. All of our current technicians are somewhat green as far as experience goes. So we're definitely working on as much training as we can. We had to put a couple out there in trucks prior to where I normally would because I didn't have an option, and they're doing amazing. I'm very grateful for the experience that they had prior to being out there. Um, but we are being a little bit more conservative as far as where our goals are than what they were a year ago. And some of that is market concerns for myself, and some of it is just where we are as a company. And we have a lot of work to do as far as making sure that I have people in the right places that I know can help me grow beyond where I am. The ability to grow past where I am depends on my guys being successful. And so that's where I'm at is pushing who I have now uh, to be successful to where I can start making those growing goals again. I just had a kid come in that wants to join HVAC, and he was a great kid, and I want to bring him on, but I don't currently have the ability to because I don't have another person that can train in the way that I can. and I already have kind of three underneath me. So I can't stretch myself any further to bring them on as much as I want to.
Sure. And would you say that's one of the biggest obstacles standing in your way is having people inside your business the right skill set without taking time off you to be able to expand your operation?
That's definitely currently my largest obstacle is duplicating myself. I had a guy that recently left that um, was amazing as far as technical ability. He surpassed me. He used to be a diesel mechanic and just an amazing diagnostician and mechanical aptitude just through the roof. I consider him smarter than myself by far. But he was the guy that I was putting a lot of weight on to help me train these guys and to help grow. And when he left us, it definitely was part of that retraction, that conservative side, going, all right, we're going to have to go back to some of the basics because I don't have another person that can help train these guys. And so, and that is exactly it, is finding people that have high levels of technical abilities in this field to help grow the people that want to become high level. If there's more of us, we could train more of them. And so, yes, that is definitely my biggest obstacle.
Well, I wish you all the very best for that. Before we wrap up, what's one piece of advice that you'd give to anyone else looking to get in the HVAC industry?
Wiring. um, there's a lot of um, pieces of advice that I could give, but if I could come down to one, I would say learning diagnostic skills and fabrication skills. There's two worlds in HVAC, and one of them is installation and one of them is service. And the installation world, fabrication abilities, the ability to weld up your own bumper, create your own guardrails, your own roll frame and a race car, working with your hands and learning those fabrication skills. And then on the service side, it's learning how things work, how oil flows, how electricity goes through a circuit. Um, that learning those skills will take you very far.
That's brilliant. Would you say as a company, if you're starting up a company, you should focus on both installation as well as customer service or only focus on one?
Yeah, we haven't had to do a lot of advertising because I came again through the automotive parts world where customer service is one of the skills that you can't not learn. You definitely have to learn that skill. Being able to talk to your customers, being able to build that trust factor. Most customers don't know what you're doing. They just know their heat isn't working. And telling them that it's this part that's going to cost them this much, they have to have some kind of a trust factor that you're not lying to them, that you're not marking up a part beyond what it should be. And the ability to talk to them, the ability to have those customer service skills is how you build those trust factors. So when it comes to starting up your own company, without customer service skills, you're going to struggle. You might get by, but those customer service skills are going to be your strengths.
Well, if anyone would like to know more about SureFlame or reach out directly to Jason, please see contact details below. But Jason, this has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us in the podcast. It's been wonderful having you on board.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.